That's an AdMech Acolyte.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Welcome to the Rickard Minoris Command Center. Governor. Faisal Riccardi Abmene of Coronas, Governor of the Star System, welcome to my temporary headquarters. Wersarian. Governor Mende, my greetings. Lady Navigator, what an honour. I never thought the House of Celia would grace our world with a visit. I only wish I could have received you under different circumstances. House of Celia is grateful for the support that you provide to Uruk 5 these many years. I'm not seeing the convoy I'd sent to meet you. What happened? Did they fail to find and escort you? If that's so, I promise you their punishment was swift and severe. The convoy was ambushed and massacred. The only sign soldier turned out to be a traitor and was personally executed by me. That's an outrage. I will have the personnel vetting procedure changed immediately. The slightest suspicion will be grounds for arrest. Your Lordship, before we proceed to discuss the matters that are of interest to you, there is a question I feel compelled to ask. It was only recently that Lady Theodora was head of the House von Valencias. I received no word of her demise. How is that you now, the rogue trader? Our ship was attacked, Theodora was killed, and I claimed my inheritance. That's all you need to know. Rogue trader von Valencia slain. Unthinkable. Please accept my deepest and most sincere condolences. Your Lordship, do not hesitate to let me know how I might have helped. I need fresh crew to place those killed in the attack of the ship, and I need material compensation. Commerce test succeeded. Of course, Your Lordship. You'll be compensated for any losses, and I'll see to personally that your ship holds are filled with the finest goods from my personal reserves. Choice. Excellent, Your Lordship. A rogue trader has no use for leniency. I can offer you several thousand fine obedient servants. However, I'm sad to inform you that I won't be able to do so. We've dealt with the insurgency on the planet. I'm sure you won't have to wait long. The rabble will soon be duly punished for their heretical scheming. Henrik von Kalux is operating a system. Do you know where he is? I do. Master von Kalux has left for the hallowed Electrodynamic CENOBIUM. It's an ancient monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what its objectives are. Needless to say, insurgent activity has been observed by them in the monastery's vicinity, but I suppose that's too petty of a problem for an agent of the most holy Inquisition. Besides, I've already sent a small detachment of reinforcements there. Unfortunately, right now you won't be able to leave the capital and set out to look for him. The rebels have got hold of some ancient weapon and made the flying of the city impossible. I've literally dealt with it. My kinsman has betrayed our dynasty and the Imperium. It is hiding the system I want to be handing over to me. Voigtvier, a traitor? Why? Any family, however noble, has an unworthy scion or two. Naturally, we will surrender him should we find him within my jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I have no information regarding his location, however. We have a cogitator here at the command center. It is connected to a data crypt from Logis Abel's sanctum. It aggregated all the Lex Mechanics reports. Unfortunately, access prayer is unknown to me. If you manage to convince a stubborn machine, you might learn something about Conrad's movement. I'd had as he fled you on a ship and not a pair of wings. Wish to commend the courage of one of your officers, Sergeant Malgar. He and his soldiers valiantly defended the starport. Sergeant who managed to impress a person of such noble standing will be recommended for decoration. I used to suffer confident you were crushed the insurrection. My impression has been the exact opposite. Is that so? To hear your reasoning. The insurgents is headed by a certain Aurora, a prophet who acquired the forward possesses mystical powers. The insurgents talk of a final dawn, the impending demise of the world, yet another superstition, so you don't expect me to believe it. Headed by a certain Aurora. The rebels' usual superstition saw this Aurora is a charlatan muttering some doggerel, which their dim followers think to be magic spells. This does, of course, warrant the eventual burning in the furnace of penance, but it does not point to there being anything special about this insurgency. Scores of crazed people with scorched eyes are stalking the city. Insurgents are maiming their own. Good. Okay, so I can't convince you, right? Is there anything I can do? If you like a distraction, small and safer uprising, just suppress it. There's a planetoid in my system called Riccardi Filia. It hosts a prison colony whose inmates rebelled at the same time as the heretics on the planet. All-round preposterous situation. It should have only taken us a couple of orbital shots to get care of them, but Yvain Winterscale went there. He's a relative of my suzerain, the great rogue trader Keligos Winterscale, the master of this system and a dozen others. I imagine the young Lord Winterscale is very eager to prove himself to his distinguished kinsman. I see no reason for you not to join him. It's a small planetoid, the prisoners' numbers are few. They have little in the way of weapons. It's more a sport, noble laws than a real rebellion. Yvain. One of his distant younger offspring, yes, that's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. Yvain Winterscale made several diplomatic visits to Europe 5 on behalf of his father. The great regent would never have granted entry to someone dishonourable, which means no matter what happened on the planetoid, we must aid the highborn. Right, so there's the cogitator. Why are you doing it? Surely it should be Pascal. Yeah. Waiting access code. Force access to the cogitator. Succeeded. Ready to reveal its secrets. Go to Sacred Computation 782-5-M. Upon Logisable's orders, the archives of every Augur station on Ricard Minoris and 2 primary satellites of Ricard Star have been queried. Said satellites are named Magos Maruf and Zafri the Keen, after 2 great champions of faith whose external cogitators were placed inside the satellite's cores after their shells perished. The purpose of the sacred computation requested by the Logis is set to uncover the external influence behind the ongoing insurgency. Computation result positive. Multiple instances of interference and malfunction detected, suggesting that ships moving across the system deliberately blinded the sacred Augur's eyes. The first of these ships is thought to have arrived to Ricard Minoris cycles ago, early in the winter. The most recent one arrived a month ago. Logisable's conclusion: the insurrection on the planet had long in the making, with the participation of external actors. It is alleged that 2 cycles ago, Aurora arrived in Ricard's system. The rumoured unholy prophet of the insurgents. The subsequent ship movements can be attributed to weapon deliveries. But what is the nature of the activity near Ricardiphilia? Governor Mendea's attention must be drawn to recent observations. The satellite Majors Maruf reports that the ship signal has been broadcast throughout the system. Signature is consistent with the records of the flagship of Rogue Trader Dynasty, House von Valencius. Satellite Zafra the Keen reports that a ship drifting nearby is hurriedly sped away. The ship has been equipped with Vox transmission to the insurgent controlled areas of the surface of Ricard Norris. Another transmission was directed to planetoid Ricardiphilia. Both transmissions were signed Brother Twilight. The contents could not be decrypted. This entry contains planet-side coordinates marked as heavy Augur station jamming, possibly a hidden insurgent base. Dun dun dun. Do we need to talk to Mendea anymore, or we just go? Investigate the monastery. Oh. I killed everybody. Do I have to destroy it? Why would I have to destroy it? Okay, fine. Fine, I need to go back there then. Right, shall I talk to the governor again, just quickly, just to make sure there's nothing interesting to say after that? Okay, right, never mind. All done.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
To the upper way.
Let us not dawdle.
Yeah, I think I need to just go back.
Is there money?
It's a crime to destroy such archaeotech. Although I can't remember whereabouts it is. Oh, it's here. Literally here. Examine the anti-aircraft battery. Long time ago. Long before colonization of the world began. I don't want to destroy it. But I'm going to have to destroy it. I don't get why I can't just, you know, make ours again. Sky above is safe for flying again. I mean, I get experience, I guess. That's worth it in the long run.
I always have
XP.
a backup plan.
Of the cargo. Right, so
Keep your wits about you.
it should mean that obviously we can destroy government there. So I have to go back. I wanted to buy all the Siege of Terror novels. Haven't impressed so far. Very dragged out and mixed quality. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been thought. I mean, back to the command center. Right, I destroyed the gun, which I should have done like a second ago. Yep. On behalf of the Priestess of Mars, I, Magos Hanuman, officially initiating my participation in the operation. I must inspect the state of the relic and show myself that there is zero risk of falling into heretic hands. According to the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation, my tech comrades were supposed to lock the monastery gates and against lay people and activate the traps. I deem it optimal that an ordained Magos should provide his assistance. I categorically object. As much as I respect the sanctity of your monastery, I have on my hands the whole capital that needs to be attended by the Omnissiah's servants. We have lost many eminent tech priests. Incidentally, one of them perished in that same monastery. Mechanical failures could occur at any moment. Putting it bluntly, you may consider yourself forcibly recruited into the city's defense forces. Magos is part of my retinue. You have no right to give him orders. You have picked an interesting time to quarrel with a servant of the Omnissiah, Governor. In such a critical situation calls for decisive action. Simply going to let every learned tech priest go to their death at the moment they hear about an endangered relic. I need people who can do more than praise the Omnissiah to look after the capital and its millions of citizens. It's part of my retinue and I have no right to give him orders. You mistake me for a fool. I know that he arrived separately from you, and I'll bet my life that no. So this is a negotiation tech you've resorted to. Do you think the first time I'm threatened with a weapon? No, but it could be your last. I'm heading to the monastery because I must. Is that clear? Abundantly so, Magos. Say nothing, do not interfere. Your Lordship, I trust you will grant me a place to hold your shuttle. The office mechanics will grateful for your cooperation. As compensation for consideration of my quest, I, Magos Hanuman, officially undertake to accompany you in the Ricard system on the role of bodyguard and protect you at all costs until life functions cease, but only within the limits of the Ricard system. You're Hanuman? Glad you're alive. Didn't he already say his name like a second ago? Pascal, what's so special about the CENOBIUM and the relic? What is in there that draws the intention of interrogator of the Inquisition? I've never been there before, but I would presume that the sacred relic of the reactor is capable of great destruction should it end up in heretic hands. The fury of the free machine spirits, once released from the sacred circuit, will destroy everything around them. The degree of damage inflicted may render the world of Ricard Minoris uninhabitable. Heresy must be purged from those blessed halls. I declare any desecrator who defiles the relic's power a Category 3 blasphemer, deserving of immediate execution. What has perplexed you about my companion's name? According to reports received, Logis Abel Hanuman set off for the hallowed ELECTRODYNAMIC to assault while it was stormed. Glad to find out that you're safe. Perhaps you possess information on Master von Kalox. My name is Pascal Hanuman, not Abel. I know nothing about such a person. Why did he fly to the monastery? It seems suspicious. When a Logis is about to go somewhere, you don't ask why. What do you know about Abel? No met in person. They seem Logis supervised the work of Ricard Minoris Lexiconics for many years, however he rarely left his cyber chapel. Never had the honour of making his acquaintance, a true anchorite. It was just that you expect these to Logis Sanctum and destroyed by rebels, which was data crits in the Cogitate's command post. Yeah. Nominate. I can hear my friend Snide whispers through the door. Be careful on your search, Magos. If you stare into a shattered mirror for too long, you might see yourself in it. Never shard at once. Mending it is such more than a tainted affair than the new reflection is death-like. So was there anything else to check with this, or... Data trans. Cannot see the secret design, but I can sense it. Shackled in stations, the minds of initiated are slumbering in the neural harness of their vows. I am registering an impulse of change. I surmise the potential influence stage of secret design. There came a time when spiral was turned into a cycle, but the cycle can be discontinued. The revelation granted by Omniscience to Logis Abel in the course of his day to meditation has been recorded verbatim. Logis Abel is seeking an audience with the Venerable Dar Impulse 6, who may assist on interpreting the revelation. A request has been sent to the Governor's Palace for a sort of flight to the electronic CENOBIUM. A message has also been sent to the Furibunda system. The cycle can be discontinued. I recognize the words. I believe I know the intended recipient of the message of the Furibunda system. It was me. I'm an Messiah, grant me wisdom to fathom this mystery. Okay, so yeah, we could technically not do that. Follow the right order, head to the monastery. Yeah, it's basically head to the monastery, isn't it? Pretty much. Although I'd like to possibly head to my ship and to my void ship. Mission support, Lord Captain. In the past few days, I've received several messages from different decks complaining about anomalous behaviours in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no technology or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, and change the assigned rituals, and sometimes downright freeze as if in a trance. Lord Captain, occurrence such as this caused by errors in cogitator calculations have some sensible explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed or possessed. Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legends. The door slams shut, a lumen starts flickering, folk have grown used to all that. So our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here. Technomats inspect the servitors have concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omniscience, such behaviour is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated or by manifestations of the sea spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's task considerably more difficult, and Factorium Generous Danrock would like to discuss how he should deal with the defective property. He's awaiting your audience on the bridge. Yeah. So how do I go to the bridge again? Whoops. I don't remember. Genuinely. So I'm back to my void ship. Ah, there you go. I found it. Okay. Where is he? Because he's on the bridge. Oops. Pressing the wrong things. Oh, he is here. Greetings, your lordship. Generous Danrock at your service. Vigilance involving a problem with the servitors. What happened? You see, your lordship, the ship's servitors have been manufacturing as of late. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and with actually no meaning or purpose. Had it been routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of the servitors myself, but it didn't notify you. I do not wish to hide such irregularities. Yep, apparently that's a word for me. Irregularities from a Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behaviour before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of the suspected units have been delivered to one storage compartment pending your decision. Pascal has expressed a desire to be present during the inspection. Should it be carried out, I suppose the expertise of the esteemed Magos may come in handy. As you wish. Would you like the engineer prime? Yes, of course. When his lordship arrived at the scene, he found the servitors in the same position they had assumed after they had been corralled into the bay, all standing in a long, spiralling line and facing the centre of their strange formation. The moment his lordship crossed the threshold of the bay gate, their bodies jerked into motion. All as one, as if obeying a command, the servitors turned to face the Lord Captain. Technomat's task was overseeing defective units or even reached for their weapons, but the servitors went still, just as abruptly staring at his lordship with vacant eyes. All present held their breath, disturbed by the sight. We all waited for Lord Captain to speak. His lordship Eisenlorn von Valencius turned to me to announce his decision, gestured for the Inquisitor Prime to study the servitors. The Inquisitor Prime slowly waded into the motionless ranks of the servitors, peering into their faces and checking the readings. There was no haste in Pascal's actions. With mesmerizing diligence, he inspected every single unit in his path, and bidaric prayers were his companions in this investigation. The examination confirmed the Technomat's initial hypothesis. The servitors' souls, or the souls of the people they once were had awakened. Not yet fully conscious of their past and present, these half-machines could nonetheless feel primitive emotions and sensations such as fear and pain. This undesirable consequence of shoddily performed lobotomy is most rarely observed, and yet, for some unknown reason, it's occurred in every single one of the servitors gathered in the bay. All present held their breath. Yep. Took several steps towards the servitors. Immediately, the servitors, each and every one of them, stepped towards the Lord Captain in perfect unison. They mimicked his movements with frightening precision. The rogue trader halted in place. After a moment's thought, waved his hand, and the servitors just as significantly repeated that gesture as well. When the Lord Captain turns quizzically to the technomat, so did the servitors, as if mocking him. Whatever the Lord Captain did, be it an incline of his head, a wave of the hand, a step to the side, the defective units repeated it without a moment's delay or hesitation, like a grotesque marionette controlled by an unseen puppeteer. They observed this mime unfolding in distress, but without bafflement, for nearly a minute, until the servitors finally came to a stop. Not sensing any threat from them, the rogue trader approached with confidence. Examined them. As High Factorum, it was I who had prompted the entire expansion, and thus it was my duty to follow the Lord Captain. As we stepped closer, we noticed a fascinating irregularity. The servitors' pupils, normally still, were shaking wildly. Their bulging veins were pulsating under the copper collars inscribed with their past offences. It was as if those mindless half-machines were locked in a perpetual state of extreme tension. A visibly shaking technomat behind us proposed that these human souls had awakened with the servitors' bodies after a long slumber deep within their lobotomized brains. Fallen bereft of intelligence, they had attained awareness, feeling, and understanding. After a pause, the technomat added that the servitors used to function properly and had no one been able to explain the change in their behaviour. His gaze still trained on motionless but animate half-machines and half-people. The Lord Captain stepped away from the servitors. Demanded a report. Long-winded detailed report could have been summarised in a single key point. Despite the servitors' abnormal behaviour, still quite capable of carrying out tasks, therefore the servitors did not call for their termination. Ordered one of the servitors to be disassembled. A group of technomats hurried to act upon Lord Captain's command. The servitors became apart, separated with clicks, snaps, and hisses. The sutures between its wrinkled pale flesh and organs were laid disgusting bare. We watched the technomats do their work and could see every centimetre of the servitors' stiff muscles abounding with valves and cavities pierced by countless cords and tubes. The disassembly analysis was complete. Technomats concurred the units were working in order. Nothing in a dissected body that lay before us could provide any insight into the reason behind the defects. I should make a note of one more thing. At the moment, all of us presented so that not just the eyes, but the hands and heads of some of the servitors are now shaking too, overcome with some primordial terror. Turned to me to announce his decision. Dispose the servitors so their ex-human souls may be released from torment. Lord Captain's command was executed post haste. All defective units were incinerated in furnaces. Their remains were expelled into the void. The crew was provided with replacement servitors and soon forgot all about the destroyed unit's peculiarities. Yet this incident haunts my memories to this day. With the fate of the defective servitors decided, nothing could now distract the Lord Captain from his mission. Yeah, so we dealt with defective servitors. But yeah, how's the temperature up north? Check. Check, check, check. I mean, apparently it's 10 degrees, 9 degrees, raining, so it isn't that cold. And I suppose I kind of feel kind of comfortable in this hoodie that I'm wearing. And my legs don't feel too cold, which is usually the indicator. I mean, it did say that it was kind of changing towards, you know, not horrible temperatures during the middle of the week. Oh, you're redeeming some squats. Okay. Just give me a second. Right, 5 squats then. Coming right up. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 5. Guaranteed warm up. Well, yeah. Set my knees going, as always. They like to crack. Cool. I've got an auto pistol. I don't know what like these stuff does, but yeah. Hydrate, yeah. I'm not doing very well actually. Need to drink more. What's that again? Plus 15% armor against warp damage. I don't think Indira has a cloak. Yet. Cloaks for everybody. Long line, yeah. I mean, I think I was doing it for like 7 hours, wasn't I, yesterday? Gonna get till Monday and then I'll be like, I can't talk. My voice is gone. Yeah. Okay, so how we... If you go to the void ship, are your wounds healed, or do you have to do something in the void ship to heal them? What happens if a cargo slot says it's full? Yeah. You're asking me. Do you mean like this? I think you just keep generating more versions of it, so they kind of stack up into, like, say, like a pallet in a real world term. A pallet of weaponry is one thing, but then you get more. So like I've got multiple armor kits. Yeah, it's sellable junk, but the idea is that you use this to gain reputation among the factions in the Coronis Expanse, and then the more reputation you have with a faction, the better things you can buy from them. We could actually show that quickly if we go back to the system map and go to the Thunderfang, which is one of the pirate factions. So I'm currently at 0 reputation, whereas if I give them some stuff, and also different factions have different weights of value. So they really like heretic trophies, Xeno artifacts, jewelry, ship components, and everything else is a bit less. But I could, trade some melee weaponry and stuff. But I need to have 1,500 reputation to be able to, yeah. I mean, I might as well actually do that now. I've got plenty of stuff. So I traded that. So now I'm level 1, so I can get force grenades. And all this stuff that here as well. Fellowship of the Void, is that a reference? So I can buy medkits now. What's a force grenade? Deals 5 energy damage. Pushes the target's 2 cells away, and if it fails a toughness test, it falls prone. The only thing I don't fully know is how much money I've got, because I've got a good profit factor, but I don't know, yeah, how much money I have. Lore-wise, how to use force and explosion. I mean, I think it just means that it does like a grav grenade or something. I don't know. It pushes people away. But yeah, obviously more reputation. A great sword. Fire grenades. I don't need that auto gun. War World Origin, fencing, body glove, not a War World Origin. I picked, oh god, what did I even pick? C for character. Imperial world. But I wanted to change my origin, but you apparently can't do that yet, even with mods. But I'll try to continue to being a psyker. But I'm a psyker soldier. I'm trying to be like a battle psyker, basically. And then hopefully, obviously, next level, we'll be able to get the psi rating increased to actually be able to do more damage and access to new psychic powers. But yeah, back here, we're going to go to the monastery, aren't we? Take Pascal needs to go, and everyone else. Boom. Which is actually the origin of weird as the word. Go to the landing area, Lordship. Glory to the Von Valentius dynasty. Indeed.
The premonition runs true.
Open the gate!
Is there money to be made?
Character skilled swiftly and ruthlessly.
I always keep my options open.
But obviously Space Wolves, they use that word a lot. For like fate. I think... Oh yeah.
I'm not satisfied with that answer. I will repeat my question again. The last Electro priest you killed, where did you find?
Burn in the fire of dawn, servant of the cock.
And another one meets the limit of his utility. The last of them.
Oh, hi. A tall, dark-haired man sizes you up with a quick glance. A supernatural chill is making the air around him crackle softly. The expensive fabric of his jacket is stitched with gold thread and marked by several reddish-brown stains. A forced sword and vox hang from his belt. Emblem of the Holy Inquisition glitters on his chest. Seneschal isn't the chap we're supposed to find the Lord Inquisitor.
I dare say it is, Lord Captain. Now, if it were possible for the gentleman to properly introduce himself and dispel our doubts.
Seneschal? Lord Captain? Do I have the pleasure of speaking to a rogue trader? Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrichs van Kalox of the Imperial Inquisition's esteemed Ordo Xenos. I must confess, I'm perplexed to meet someone of your standing in a place like this.
I'm here to collect you. I'm under orders from the Lord Inquisitor to offer any assistance you may require, after which I'm going to provide you safe passage to footfall aboard my ship.
Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You're addressing a rogue trader.
Yep, some of the stuff's voice acted. Crisis.
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium's subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer. Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor. I came to Rykad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny. My visit to the monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions. Someone by the name of Aurora is leading the rebellion. Data indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor. Given the prophecy of the Final Dawn, and the special efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted Final Dawn.
Blasphemous insanity.
As Henrik von Kalk speaks, you suddenly notice the way he's looking at you. His eyes slightly narrowed as he's peering into your soul, a soul that is touched by the gift of sorcery. The change in your expression does not escape the interrogator's notice, and you see the corner of his mouth twitch. You must most intricately recognize a fellow psyker. Can an Inquisitor actually request a rogue trader's support? I believe so, yes. Precisely what you were doing.
I arrived here with an escort squad, only to lose it in our very first open skirmish. The monastery is swarming with heretics. The soldiers I requisitioned from the governor fell in battle, bled to death, or deserted. I had to make do with catching and forcefully interrogating individual rebels. It is from them that I learned what I relayed to you just now.
Point to the corpse. What'd you do to him?
I convinced him to cooperate. I can influence living bodies, and I find that the interrogated are much more eager to share information once the blood starts to boil in their veins.
I can help you with Aurora.
Thank you. Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. And extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base. I am positive that not all of the electro-priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the electro-priests treat with special piety.
Oh, now I've got to choose who to leave behind. I think we need Pascal, don't we? Yeah, we need, yeah. So I think it might have to be Adira. Because I think Cassia's far, more, useful.
I've seen a lot of innocent people.
And now,
I've
got to level up
so after an
Heinrichs.
interrogation.
I'd leave the rogue trader behind. Yeah, to be fair, out of all these, it's well, actually, I'd leave Pascal behind, because I don't know why, I just don't like him very much. So he's not a psi rating one. At least I'm not alone. He has a force weapon, doesn't he? Pretty sure. Blade of Light. What's the Fellowship stat? Fellowship is to do with how you lead things, yeah. Interact with the creatures, deceive, charm, befriend them. Persuasion, coercion, commerce skills, but I think your Fellowship affects if you're an officer, like Cassia is, your abilities, basically. Blade of Light. Your weapon skill's pretty good. Let's improve your toughness. Then Purge Soul. You like that, don't you, Crisis? Sounds very Grey Knights. A chance of raising game or at least speech volume. Why is it really quiet? Yeah, I can probably do that for you. Is it mainly the speech that you want to improve? But let me just, yeah. I mean, he's got to be good at Lord Xenos, hasn't he? That's his whole shtick. Strength. Postal sucks. Roll a dice. Compare leadership stacks above D3 mortals. Yeah. Power weapon expert. Coercion, he is an interrogator. He's kind of like a fighty psyker, isn't he? So Edge of Dawn could be good. Good.
Keep your wits about you.
Sounds good so far. Yeah, keep me posted. Oh, this is one of those ones, isn't it? Where it's like,
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Spare none of them!
we're in a fight, but also these things go mad. I'll run and gun, can't I? Get out of the
Emperor will be undone.
zone of death.
I'll do it.
Nice.
Let's make some opportunities. I'll make
Snipe.
it happen.
So what does he get affected by? He's got Dark Prayer, Fresh Injury. Okay. I can also run and gun, but I'm not going to get into a good position. Heinrichs, you're not really going to get anywhere that's safe. I mean, I think you get hit even if you're in the corner.
I need a foothold.
Might be a bad idea.
Naturally.
Missed. Great job. I can't charge, obviously.
Let's
Way.
see to it.
Speaking of which, so it's normal for the iron halo spikes to somewhat bend. Well, yeah, it's really, really, really thin plastic, isn't it? So there's not really a lot you can do. You just have to try not to do it.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Held in my gaze.
If I may.
Ow.
Throne take you.
Abelard.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. It will be done.
Dodged it.
Reduced
Now
to
you're dead.
dust. Indeed. Victory is imminent.
Brace for impact. Skull. Missed.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Running binaric override.
Ow. Alright. I don't know if we actually got hurt. I mean, I wonder if it is telling you that these kind of squares that have got like arc things on them are like showing you it being like it is, but yeah, whatever. Shoot these.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
You're not dead. Wow. Do a free reload.
Taking calculated risks is my second nature.
Ooh, I should not have done that. That was a bad idea.
I will endure.
Okay.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Let's see to it.
Slice. Woo. Dead. What of the Emperor? All allies. 1+1 resolve. Do I need to see them? Not technically.
Naturally.
I'm not as duty demands.
Killed you. Give me an extra turn. Well, an extra shot, I guess. Finish off that
As
gunner.
good as done.
Nope. Apparently not. Right. I've obviously got the chance to do a daring breach.
I took care of this one.
Which I will do, because I'll be able to move again.
For von Valancius. Follow my lead.
To go attack this gunner. And then go attack this gunner. Woo! Critical hit. I probably don't want to move again. Oh no, I can probably get past the electrified stuff. Yeah! Endure!
Advancing.
I see the other one left. Looks like it.
Your blood
Ooh.
will
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Right, now there's more lightning. Don't want to get hit by that.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
I learnt my lesson. Mostly. Oh, can't reach it. I took so much health. Lost. Yeah. Might as well leave it.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Get round there and
I've seen worse
charge.
battles than this in
Although I
my
think it's
time.
too... No,
I'm
it's
not
too
in-
close. Why?
It will be done.
God damn it. Don't get zapped. Okay, good. Didn't get zapped. Not in range. Okay, the zapping has moved.
I'll do it.
Cover. I don't want to move myself into potential zapping, although it's probably going to start on that one next.
Who, if not me?
Try and dead eye. And dead. Make sure we get to a place we're not going to zapped. Okay.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Right, go, 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 go.
My house would be proud of me.
Alright, I've got loads of medkits.
Request denied.
What? You've got 55 Medicaid, but you can't use med packs.
Your seneschal is always there for you. Let me help.
I'll make sure.
Oh, I
we
didn't
return
get
the
rid of
favor
that.
one day.
God damn it. I tried to remove it. Medicaid test failed. The minor injury.
The machine gun grants me insight.
Okay, I just got one med pack again for free, so try it again.
Do you require...
I am at your service. This wound will make a fine scar.
There we go.
I won't forget this.
Go. Crowd of cultists are surrounding a tech priest, crucified upon a mechanism. A rhythmic whisper repeated by 100 voices blends into some of the blasphemous enchantment. Powerful discharges of the motive force run through the machine, causing the unfortunate prisoner's body to convulse brutally and forcing woeful cries of pain from his lips. In the clenched claws of stagnation, in the shackles of Iteran Zero, under the iron wing, let the cycle be discontinued. I am registering a severe violation of the purity protocol. The blessed Amonat has been captured by heretics and being tortured. Are you sure? I'm looking around. Confirmed. I did not observe his face, but recognize his words. Let the cycle be continued. It is the blessed Amonat's motto. How is he bearing this torture? Devotee of the Omnissiah is capable of withstanding great bodily torment with no loss of functionality, but where flesh is reinforced with sacred iron will persevere. Purity of spirit may perish. I hypothesize that the heretics have made the blessed Amonat a participant in some variety of sacrilegious ritual. Through sacrilegious torture, they are trying to break his will and turn him into an unholy terminal, which they control the reactor's out-of-power circuit system. Tech priest's colours are stained with grime. They are diluted, paint is over with rot, and yet his heart still holds a cinder bright red. His dying flame can be ignited anew. We must save the esteemed tech priest without risking his life. We can use the blasphemous clothing as disguise, and recognize we can sabotage the power units, overloading them and cleansing the Hall of Heretics. Lightning discharges has charred the cultist corpses. Whiffs of smoke rise from the empty sockets whose contents have evaporated. Their clothes, covered in the blood of innocence, are crudely painted of the evidence of the arch-enemy, with exude a repulsive of soul decay. I shudder with disgust at the mere thought of having to touch clothing adorned with unholy symbols, let alone wear it. Step from falling, I shall compromise the evil that leads to something greater. Is truly no other way, rogue trader. The signs of the arch-enemy are not just painted symbols, but conductors of its will. The words of their prayers, even spoken without faith. Their coats of arms, even deceitfully worn. All this increases the presence of renewed power near you and draws their corruption attention to you. Do not make me. If it helps to save a worthy man, I'll put on the cultist robes. Ooh. Well, this is obviously an option. I would probably try to save the tech priest, which is iconoclast, which is what I'm trying to be, but then again, they do not want to wear heretic clothing because it does cause problems. Ooh, I'm going to keep with it. iconoclast it up. I might regret this, but here we go. Heretic's garb still clings to your skin. No, the Heretic's garb clings to your skin like a greedy leech, tingling and foul fever spread over your body, as though his tatters imbued the vile contents of the former wearer's soul. It's just an RPG. No way actions have consequences. Commit sabotage.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Let me do a quick save. Heavy crown of gold and neural augments rests upon the servitor's head. The crown is bent and broken from ruthless gun butt blows. The pale body is covered in blasphemous inscriptions carved in withered flesh. Identify this acolyte as a distribution servitor and register upon it. Traces of sacrilegious violation of the right of operation. The probability of its responsiveness to commands is below average. Coercion. Your function is to serve and I command you to serve. Unheedful of your order. Try to conduct a restart ceremony. By the glory of the Omnissiah, let this machine spirit sleep, let it awaken and serve again. Let the outer neural collection circuit be plunged in darkness. Let the command response hub fall silent. Pascal switches to bid Harek's speech, accompanying his every action with a line from a sacred hymn. It is amazing how the reverent awe in the tech priest's voice can be discerned even through the rattling box. Suddenly every light on the servitor's crown comes alive, ready to serve. Enginize the whole power units to maximum. Will be done.
Let us see what I found.
Safety system control alter. Not me. Use Pascal, obviously. The altars are adorned with gilded skulls. Threads of metal that used to be electrodes are fused onto the bone. Once majestic, the altar has now been desecrated with plasma's images of blue-green suns. Some of its levers and buttons have been pried from their sockets, but the mechanism still glorifies the Omnissiah with its operation. Identify the safety system control altar. For our diversion to succeed, the specificity must be executed, and may its spirit forgive us. Cause the altar to overload. Beep boop beep. Tech, you succeeded. Pascal offers a short binaric prayer that enters command after command to set up a trap for the machine spirit inhabiting the altar. The code born of the tech priest tinkering causes the spirit to flutter confusedly in a snare of impossible commands, heat up the altar circuit boards and perish forever in the showers that spark of burst forth from the melting wires. Maybe you granted the Omnissiah's forgiveness for this act and registering a general shutdown of the security system. Okay, so we dealt with that. Do I need to use the command throne, or is it anywhere else? Probably it, right? I don't know who are you and why haven't I met you before. Perhaps the master has blinded your eyes a trifle so you may behold what is true. I don't know you either, you know. Loads of questions. Are you the governor's spy? According to text, to the abyss with you. Go on your merry way, brother. Tech priest calls, his throat slits, sits upon a splendid command throne, lace with finely wrought motive forth past. A contorted expression of righteous anger is frozen on his face, blindfold covers his eyes. This is the Illuminated Guns command throne, where power unit actuation sucked down litanies are recited from. The blessed Luminadicon himself, Luminadeacon probably, himself has the honour of closing the circuit motive force flows through. Sit down on the throne and recite litany of actuation. I am about to be greatly honoured or else thoroughly charred, maybe both.